Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Week 217 update for you guys. This isn't going to be a super long video, I don't think. You never know with me. But I just want to give you a quick update on what's been going on with me, what I've been focusing on this week. Also, I'm going to be doing a challenge in October, so I want to talk about that for those of you who want to join in with me, set some goals for ourselves. And we're just going to talk a little bit about what's been on my mind. So let's go. Alright guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. If you are new, welcome. I'm the incredible shrinking Steffi. I'm so sorry about the lighting. It keeps going in and out. The sun is like behind the clouds and yeah, so you're gonna see lots of that in this video. But welcome if you're new. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Also, I have a support group on Facebook, The Shrinkable, so come join us over there. This channel is my journey to lose a total of 200 pounds from my highest weight of 374. I have lived with obesity and food addiction my entire life, so I share a lot about the mental struggles and what I've been through my entire life and really figuring this out. I started this channel 4 years ago to hold myself accountable, but also to inspire all of you to get healthy with me. So I would love for you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Also make sure to hit that bell for notifications so you guys are notified when I upload a video. Also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. All of that is down below. All right guys, so quick update on this week. So pretty big deal. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you guys know I'm addicted to the scale. It's something that has been a huge motivator for me this entire journey. It's something that I've just kind of relied on every day to keep me moving forward. And especially when I'm doing good, especially when, you know, like I'm on track and I'm feeling good, I rely on that scale to tell me. And it's like, okay, how am I doing today, scale? Well, when I'm not doing good, I allow that scale to discourage me. And so it's been something recently, especially since I've been starting to work out, the scale hasn't been moving in the direction that I want it to, or it's just not moving as fast as I want it to. So I've really been trying to step away from it, and that's been a struggle. So this past week, I put the scale away. I put it away, guys. Not even looking at it, not even focusing on it. I am focusing on habits. Habits is what I'm focusing on, and just changing those habits, replacing the bad habits with good, healthy habits. And that's really more about exercise and activity for me. I pretty much have the eating habits down. I know what to do. I know what's right. I know what works for me. But as far as activity habits, it's my time to shine. It's my time to work on that. Now that my kids are in school full time, I have all this time to really focus on me and self-care, something that I have neglected. I've neglected that for a long time now. And so it's time. It's time for me to focus on me. And that is exactly what I've been doing this past week. I have felt amazing, just not making any excuses when it comes to exercise, and even with my muscle soreness and just feeling those muscles being worked out that haven't been worked out in a really long time. And just taking it seriously. It's been feeling pretty amazing. And also, I'm just so in love with hiking. I absolutely love to hike. I love to challenge myself with challenging trails and walking uphill and, you know, doing things like that, and just really pushing myself, because that's what makes me feel really, really good. It's liberating. It absolutely is. And it's so important for us to find something that is just, that we can fall in love with, that we can look forward to, something that excites us. And for me, that is hiking and also strength training. I love to lift weights and things like that. I'm still a baby when it comes to it. I'm working up to it, but that's the thing, is that we have to take baby steps. We have to start somewhere, right? And that has just always been an excuse for me, because I have an all or nothing personality. It's like I want to just jump in and do it all. I just, part of ADHD, I'm finding out. And so it's just something that I'm working on, is just learning how to take baby steps and celebrating those as I go, and just gradually adding more onto my plate as I go. So definitely what I've been working on this past week, not relying on that scale, not letting that scale discourage me, which is really amazing. So I did take measurements, which the last time I had taken measurements was the second week of August. It was when I got back on track after my vacation. and did an egg fast and then lost 13 pounds in those 5 days, lost a lot of water weight. And I had lost 5¾ pounds from that day. I took my measurements again, just kind of as a starting point, a new starting point for me, just because I'm more consistent with exercise now and I really want to commit to this. So I did take measurements because we're going to rely on that, right? We're not going to look at the scale. We're going to look at the inches and how our clothes fit and how we feel. That's going to be our motivator. So I did take measurements and I lost another 3/4 inch in my belly area since the last time I took measurements, which is really super cool. So I've lost 6¼ inches since the second week of August. So even though the scale's not moving, it doesn't mean that I'm not succeeding. And that's something that we really need to get in our heads. Okay, that's really something I need to get in my head. I rely on that scale so much to tell me how I'm doing, and that's just not the case a lot of the time. So we're changing that, we're changing our focus, and we're gonna rely on measurements moving forward because that's what we do, right? We shrink. We shrink. Okay guys, so October, I wanna do a challenge. We are doing a Walktober challenge. So I really just want to encourage all of us to just start moving or keep moving and just stay active and just do the best we can, right? So what I'm personally going to be doing is setting a step goal for myself for the entire month of October, because there are days that I do really well, you know, like the days that I go for a long hike, I get a lot of steps in. And then there are other days where if I have to work, if I'm, you know, editing, I'm not walking as much as I should. So it's going to balance out. It'll even out throughout the month. But my goal for the Walktober challenge is to get an average of 8,000 steps a day. So that means that I'm looking for 248,000 steps for the entire month of October. So some of the days I'll crush it and I'll get like maybe 10 to 12,000, sometimes 15,000, depending on how long of the hike I go on, which will make up for the days that I don't get a lot of steps. So I'm thinking 8,000 is a good kind of round number for me. I was originally going to do 10,000. And so maybe that'll be kind of like a second goal in the back of my head. If I can reach that, that would be awesome. That would be 310,000 steps for the month. If we can do it, we'll do it. But I don't want to be disappointed either. I don't want to set a goal too high for myself because I know me. If I don't reach it, I'm like, oh, I'm a failure, you know, seriously. So that is my goal though, 8,000 steps a day. Average 248,000 steps for the entire month of October. If I can do more, then cool. So let me know below if you are going to do the Walktober challenge with me. Tell me what your step goal is. Maybe you don't want to set a step goal. Maybe you want to set a mile goal, you know, like how many miles you want to walk a day or for the month. So let me know down below if you're in, and let's just crush it for October. I know that it's still maybe hot for you southern folks, but the fall weather is coming for us, and it's just the perfect weather to just get out there and move our bodies. So let's do it. All right, guys, before I go, I just wanted to quickly talk about something that has popped up quite a few times in my head. I've heard it from my bestie. I've heard it from devotions that I read. And I really feel like God is saying, okay, we need to focus on this question. And the question is, am I enough? Am I enough? You know, like how many times have you asked yourself, am I enough? Or maybe you've just really think that you're not. You know, you're constantly thinking that I'm just not enough. I'm not enough. And I think the problem with us is that we keep defining whether or not we are enough with if we are doing enough. You know, like, are we doing enough? Are we providing enough? Are we making enough? Are we pretty enough? Are we kind enough? Are we funny enough? You know, all these things. Are we doing enough? And that's the thing, is that we will never, ever do enough. There is no way that we could ever do enough to be enough. We are not enough, but God is enough. And we will never be enough in ourselves, but in God, we are more than enough. And that is something that He has just been speaking to me recently, because I think a lot of us deal with that insecurity. A lot of us that do struggle with our weight, you know, we struggle with insecurity. A lot of us that have lived as an obese person for their entire life, like I have, we struggle with insecurity. We've allowed our weight gain to define us and our identity. And that's just, It's just not true. And I think so many of us are just trying to do enough. You know, did I lose enough weight? Did I exercise enough? Did I do this? Did I do that? And then we let that define us. We let that define our identity, and we let that define whether or not we are enough. And that needs to stop, because it's just a lie. It's just a lie. And the enemy likes to get in our heads. He loves to get in my head. And it's just super annoying, because sometimes it's really easy to believe those lies, because they are lies that we've believed our whole life. And so we really need to dive into the truth of this, is that we will never be enough in ourselves. But in God, we are more than enough. We're not enough, but He is. He is more than enough, and He is willing to love us right where we are. Let's stop thinking that we have to be a certain way, or do certain things, or lose a certain amount of weight, or, you know, constantly be perfect when it comes to this journey. And in life, not even just our health journey, but in life in general. It's like we're constantly trying to be enough by doing enough. And that's not going to happen, because we will never be able to do enough. And I think a lot of our problems are that we get stuck on comparison, and comparison is the thief of joy. And we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. Now, I definitely believe that we should look to other people to inspire us, absolutely, to motivate us. But I think a lot of us compare our journeys with other people, and we're like, well, if she's doing it, then why can't I do it? Well, if that's working for her, why can't it work for me? Well, I have to do exactly what she's doing, but then it doesn't work for me, then I'm a failure. I'm not as good as her. And I've actually been struggling with that recently, that I'm actually going to get into next video. So stay tuned for that, because I have a lot to talk about. I didn't want this video to be super long. But we're going to talk about comparison next week, because I've really figured out what works for me may not be what someone else is doing. You know, maybe it's something that I want to work for me. You know, I look at someone else and I'm like, well, I want that to work for me. That's the perfect way of doing it, right? I would love for that to work for me. Well, I'm going to try it. Let's do it. Well, no, I am my own person, right? I am an individual. What works for them may not work for me. And that's something that I've realized. So we are going to dive into that topic next week, comparison. Something that I think a lot of us do struggle with. And we just need to embrace this journey and figure out what's going to work for us, you know, and that takes a lot of experimenting, right? Like, we're going to learn. We're going to learn from our mistakes. We're going to fall down, but we're going to get back up. We're going to say, okay, that didn't work, so we're going to try something else. Okay, that didn't work, so we'll try something else. I feel like that's something that I've been doing recently, is just trying new things here and there, finding out what's going to work for me and what's not. And I think that's very important to do. And it doesn't mean that we've failed. It doesn't mean, like, sure, we've slowed down a little bit. You know, maybe we're not making as much progress as we want, or as much progress as we did in the past. But we have to figure things out. And life happens. Things happen in life that distract us and cause us to stumble. And sometimes it's just a lack of motivation. Sometimes we're just tired. You know, I went through that recently. I got tired. I was just exhausted. And so that is okay. We need to not put so much pressure on ourselves. And we just need to keep moving forward and know that God created us to be someone special for Him. And we do need to realize that we can't be who God created us to be if we stay stuck in the same place. So even if we're not moving, even if we're not seeing progress, even if the weight's not falling off like we want it to, still take that time to really learn about yourself. What's working, what's not, what's the next plan? Set some goals. Really take that time to figure things out. And then stand back up. Know that you are worthy. Know that you are capable. Know that it is human to fall down. And just stand back up and try again. And that is definitely what we're going to do. I hope that the Walktober Challenge encourages us to just kind of move forward. For those of you who do feel stuck, if you've fallen down, just get back up, set some goals. Maybe not even just an activity goal, set some goals for yourself that you've been struggling with. I encourage you to just stand back up, know that you've got this, and just keep moving forward. Oh my gosh, the lighting, I'm like seeing the sun go in and out. I'm so sorry, but wow, I'm sure like the lighting is like all messed up. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you are still watching, I want you to comment down below, I am enough. Because you are. You are enough in Him. You are more than enough. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. That is it for this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and join my support group on Facebook. I'll see you guys at the next video, and let's get ready for the Walktober challenge. I'm probably gonna start a chat in my support group, the Shrinkable, so if you're not part of the support group on Facebook, make sure to join. I'll start a chat for the Walktober challenge so we can just all hold each other accountable, put in our steps for the day or for the week or however you wanna do it, and have fun together and move our bodies together. It'll be super fun. All right, guys, that's it. Stay safe and choose health. Bye.